Alrighty, welcome back everybody here at Northstar Raceway. Final round of the night, true figure eight on this tiny track. 9 cars going 30 laps. As you can imagine, this is going to be intense. Right now, your point standings, I'll take a look at those first. Kind of switch things up, throw everybody off. Your points leader is Misha Rossini, almost pitched a perfect season so far with 98 points. Urantia Jewel, 8 points back in second, tied with Kato Kendrick. Then in fourth, Kaz Freshy and Hemi Lover Sock tied with 82 points. In sixth, Falk Rao on an island by himself there with 80. F. Fred Koolhoven 2 points down from him in seventh with 78. In eighth is Kibo Monroe, 76. Then a tie for ninth between Candy Tomorrow and Bill Podolo. So far we've had a couple winners in this division. Kaz Freshy taking it home on opening night, then Misha Rossini taking it home at Falconer the second week. Here's a look at the starting lineup from inside to outside, front to back as best I can. Starting on the pole, number 99, Redline Racing, Mishi Kola, machine of Mishi Rossini. Just outside of him, number 107, Fortura, Urantia Jewel. Next to him, Kendrick Engines, Amp, and Mountain Dew sponsoring number 88, Kato Kendrick. To the outside of Kendrick, number 22, Normal Machine for Local Dog Racing, Kaz Freshy. Just outside of him, for Lead Paw Motorsports, number 71, Kibo Monroe. Back from there, number 2, FK Auto Sports, the SS Galaxy and Cadillac Ranch Machine of F. Fred Koolhoven. Number 6, the Falkweiser Machine for Local Dog Racing, Falk Rao. Back from there, starting kind of by himself there in the semi, that's Hemi Lover Sock. I believe that's a cab over Peterbilt, and just behind him, way back on the front stretch, this is where I'd be starting, folks, so it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on this one. Number 14 for Redline Racing in the jet dryer, Candy Tomorrow. Looks like Juan Pablo isn't out there, so she should be safe tonight. 30 laps, and we're just about ready to get underway here on the figure eight. It's a little slippery in the infield, as you can see. The grass down there kind of dead. We haven't really been watering it much, so these cars are probably going to tear most of that out, and it's going to be dirt by the end of the race. We're Green Flag Racing. They're 6 wide across the center, but Misha Rossini looking to repeat 2 in a row here as he comes across the infield with the lead towards the stripe. Kendrick making a bid for second, and he's going to have it at the stripe just over Jewel. Koolhoven shakes out in fourth, but Monroe's on the attack down to the inside as Jewel takes second back. Kendrick holding it down on the bottom. He's going to retake it, and those two still battle for second as Monroe in the 71 shakes out in fourth. 2 laps of 30 complete. Rossini, Kendrick, Jewel in that order at the stripe, and now Candy Tomorrow has worked her way up to fourth. That starting position looks to have paid off. Meanwhile, Falk Rao has some trouble with the tires there. He's going to drop all the way back to ninth. He's crossing the leaders going the other way. So now this race is going to begin to get pretty chaotic. Rossini, Kendrick, 1-2 as they head into the right-hander. Oh, Rossini gets Hemi Lover Sock in the intersection, put Kato Kendrick up to the lead in the Kendrick Engines machine. As Rossini encounters more trouble, he hits the tires on the inside. His teammate, Candy Tomorrow, takes third from him. Kendrick and Jewel out front. Tomorrow has won a couple of championships in this division, and she is always a threat. And as you can see, she has started to reel in those two out front. Rossini, her teammate, who's been just dynamite this season, currently sitting fourth, has a little bit of trouble there with Kibo Monroe in the intersection, but recovers. So now as the field starts to get segmented, things start to get interesting here. Kendrick stuck behind Hemi Lover Sock, who was waiting in the intersection, but Urantia Jewel encounters Falk Rao. He goes way up the track, and that's allowed Candy Tomorrow to reel him in as Kato Kendrick starts to get away a little bit. Current running order, lap 8, and I'm going to try and go over this pretty quickly. Kendrick, Jewel, Tomorrow, Rossini, Koolhoven, Freshy, Rao, Monroe, and Sock. That is all 9 cars in the race. Kendrick under fire from Jewel and Tomorrow as they come off the right-hander. Koolhoven going the other way. They all have to dodge around him. You can see Jewel tucked it back in there. He had been looking for a pass as they come around 71. Monroe. Monroe hits the tires. He collects Candy Tomorrow. She's going to continue. Jewel gives a little bit of a center punch there to the 88, but it looks like both are going to continue as they dodge around the back of F. Fred Koolhoven once again. Lap number 11 of 30 going away. Kendrick holding it down to the bottom. Koolhoven stopping, and oh! Monroe collides with the 22 Freshy just behind those top 3, but they continue in single file order. Freshy and Tomorrow make contact there. Freshie won the season opener, currently sits 5th. Rossini in 4th, trying to reel in his teammate, collides with the tires. Right now it's kind of boiled down to a 2-car race. Candy Chamorro lurking back there in 3rd. Jewel can't find a way around Kendrick, who is doing a very good job keeping it nailed right down there to the inside. And that's really what you have to do on these short tracks in TROO. You don't want to open up that window at all, because if you get it just open to a crack, if there's enough room, it's like watching a cat go under a door, for your Darrell Waltrip comparison there. As lap number 14 goes away, we're going to have 15 to go this time at the stripe for halfway. As your leader's dodging around the 71, Monroe, he's still keeping it just plastered down there on the bottom. Monroe in trouble, and he collects Chamorro. She is going to get knocked back a little bit there. 4th place, Rossini, trying to work his way up there, is having a little bit of trouble doing so. 5th is Freshie, who's battling currently with the 2, Koolhoven, and Freshie keeping it nailed down there just like your leader. Koolhoven can't find a way around as the 6 of Rao gets involved in that battle. That's directly in front of your leader there, Kato Kendrick, as 2nd place is now contested here on lap 17. Candy Chamorro has reeled in Urantia Jewel. 71, Monroe is around in the middle of the track. He's just kind of waiting there, I guess. Not exactly a good spot for him. He is down on the bottom past the start-finish line. And in the racing line there, as he collects Koolhoven, to see if we can't get him to back that car up a little bit. And it looks like Monroe has experienced some connection issues. He's crashed out. The car is still stopped there as Koolhoven collects him again, and Urantia Jewel. So there's going to be 10 laps to go. Looks like Kibo's Basie is out of the way now. And Freshie collides in the intersection with the 2 of Koolhoven. Your leader, Kendrick, continues to lead there as he laps around Freshie and Rao, those 2 teammates for Local Dog Racing. 2nd place now, Candy Chamorro. 9 laps left to go here for Kendrick. Chamorro got, or she's got, I should say she has, 2-lap cars between herself and the leader, one of which is Falk Rao, who's trying to get his lap back there. He's going to work his way underneath Kendrick, which now becomes the outside as they head into the right-hander. He can't get it done quite yet, and here comes Freshie. He's trying to get that spot away from Rao. That's the battle for 5th. So those 2 battling for position. Your 2 leaders battling for position as Kibo Monroe decides to arbitrarily log back in the middle of the race and lag everybody. Lap 24 going away. Going to be 5 to go next time at the stripe. Chamorro working up the outside. That becomes the inside. And here she comes for the lead. She collides with Kendrick. Both of them get passed by the 2 lapped cars. And it looks like Rao almost spun coming off the right-hander. He collects it. Freshie takes 5th. Rao back to 6th. And your leader sandwiched between them. They're coming up on Koolhoven, who currently sits in the 7th position. Monroe and Sock both out of the race at this point, leaving 7 cars out there, single file for everyone, and the intersection's looking pretty clean right now. That's good news for your leader on the one hand. The bad news for him, of course, is that Candy Chamorro in 2nd is right there behind him. Rossini now sits 3rd after Jewel got tied up in Kibo Monroe's accident there. And Jewel trying to reel him in here as looks like the 88, Kendrick, working his way back around Kaz Freshie. As Freshie's trying to put a lap on the 2 of Koolhoven. They're 3 wide here. Candy Chamorro spins. She's going to lose 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. She almost had a shot at the win. And this has been a pretty rough season for her, I have to say, after winning a bunch of races last season. Her highest finish so far is 6th. Looks like it may be 4th today as the checkers are in the air for Kato Kendrick. He comes across the stripe for the win. Rossini coming home 2nd. Efred Koolhoven gets drilled at the stripe. Jewel 3rd. Chamorro 4th. Freshie 5th. Rao 6th. Koolhoven 7th. Then Monroe and Sock rounding out the field. That's going to be it for us tonight. We do have some more races, of course, coming up for you later on in the season next week as I try to get the calendar going. I do know that this Wednesday, for those of you who are here live that can totally hear me because, you know, I'm totally broadcasting this live. On Wednesday, we'll be at Tsukuba Raceway, the first road course stop for the pavement cars, country stocks, street stocks, and pro trucks, all going to be on hand there. Then next week, the Dirt Series heads over to Redwood Raceway, and we had a tumultuous season opener for the pavement cars there. We'll see how the dirt cars do on that big, wide, fast track. That's going to be it for us tonight. Congratulations to all of our winners, and we'll be seeing you next week.